A few weeks ago, I asked you a question on my Facebook page, Grow with Supreet. Do you multitask? Why or why not? I got some very good answers in response to that question. Thank you to those of you who shared your views with me. In this video, I'll share you what my thoughts are about multitasking, and I'll also give you some tips about time management. Hi, this is Supreet. I upload new videos every Sunday about personal growth, meditation, and parenting. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Grow with Supreet. Multitasking is generally described as bad, and I agree with that. I try my best to do one thing at a time. But like many of you said, it is okay to combine a physical task like walking, driving, folding laundry with a cognitive task like listening to a podcast, talking on the phone, etc. I do this all the time. But the problem becomes when you try to multitask two cognitive tasks or two physical tasks at the same time. With cognitive tasks, the task switching wastes a lot of time and doesn't let you focus on one thing properly. If you're not convinced, let's play a game to prove this. Pause this video and get a stopwatch. Say the letters A to J in your head and then write down the number of seconds it took you to do that. Now say the numbers 1 to 10 in your head and write down the number of seconds it took you to do that. Now you're going to combine the two tasks. So you will say A1, B2, C3, and so on up to J10. And then write down the number of seconds it took you to do that. I bet you it was way more than the sum of the times it took you to do the first two tasks. The reason is that when you're switching between two tasks, a lot of brain power and time is wasted in remembering where you left off and in switching back and forth. So as much as you can, try to do one task at a time with full focus and without any distractions. Now, I know what you're thinking. We live in a world of distractions. I agree. We cannot eliminate all distractions, but we can minimize them and we can learn to manage them. Learning to manage distractions and interruptions is key in time management. That means saying no to interruptions, blocking off periods of time where you let people know not to disturb you, putting your phone on silent, turning off your email notifications, and so on. Block periods of time where you will focus uninterrupted on one and only one thing. Let's talk about email for a bit. Unless your work absolutely requires you to be ultra responsive to email, consider checking your email once or twice a day. In the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss suggests to check your email once at noon and once at 4 p.m. and letting people know that these are the two times that you will be checking your email. I read something very interesting about email that made me go, wow. And that thing is this. Your inbox is a to-do list in which you let other people add items for you to do. Isn't that the truth? A lot of distractions are under your control. On my cell phone, for example, I have turned off the notifications and the beeps for pretty much everything. The only time my phone makes a sound is when I get a phone call. I even find the vibration sound to be distracting, so my phone pretty much never vibrates. I believe that my cell phone should be my slave, not my master, meaning I should decide when and how often do I want to look at my phone and check my messages or notifications. Also, when I'm working from home, I close the office door and I tell my family to not disturb me unless it's an emergency. I work in shifts of 1 or 2 hours at a time. If I didn't do that, I would not be able to get anything done, especially these days with kids being at home because the schools are closed. One kind of multitasking that I think is okay to do is that if you're working on one task and there's a waiting period, then you can switch to a different task and then return to your first task. For example, if I am uploading a YouTube video, the upload takes about 5 minutes or so, and in that time I will do something else like creating the thumbnail for my video. I actually don't think that should be called multitasking because you're still focusing on only one thing at a time. And the definition of multitasking is to deal with more than one task at the same time. To sum it all up, I'm going to say that multitasking is madness and single tasking is sexy. Agree or disagree? Comment below. I love to hear different points of view, and what I said in this video is just my opinion. So I invite you to share your thoughts even if they are different from mine. If you would like more tips on time management, comment more in the comment section below, and if I see enough of those more comments, I will make that video. Keep growing. I bet you it was way more than the sum of the times it took. Sometimes when I say the same thing again and again, I forget.
I know.
I bet you it was way. I just can't seem to get the sentence right. I thought the first one sounded like a W and not a V. So I tried to do it again with V.